like sucking.
But I ain't gay.
Legit bad podcast.
Fuck those honkies.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
He really knows how to suck a wiener.
All right, welcome back to Legit Bat. Oh, that was loud, and I have a different setting on the mics. Hopefully that didn't crossbleed too much. This is a Planet Retard, and if you've listened to the show, you know how we do on this, but I'm Joe. Jen is here. Ben is magically here 2 shows in a row. Oh my God. Congratulations.
3 if you count my one with Ryan and, what's it called?
Oh yeah, I haven't put that one out, but I do need to talk to Ghost about putting that out on our feed too. I haven't listened to it yet, so we need to do that. But we got 2 extra special guests here tonight, Jesse and Daniel. They're nothing special. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're just listeners that they listen to us while they're high on the job painting, as far as I know, and shitting their pants. Apparently Daniel likes to shit his pants on the job and then tries to cover it up with white paint on his painter's pants. I have pictures. If you want to see them, let me know. No, I wouldn't do that to you.
That happened.
Unless you want.
That definitely happened.
For a second, I thought I could smell buttfucker's weed, and then I realized Lene was smoking on the bed and actually blowing it my direction.
Oh, good. You'll be in the mood for Planet Retard then.
Oh, this is CBD.
Oh,
CBD.
okay,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, hers wasn't.
Yeah.
Just kidding. This is legit.
Legal where
Cheers.
you are. Yeah,
Legit. It's
Cheers.
a legit bat.
But I get it. I mean, I've said on the show, I haven't shit my pants in a long time, but I did tell you guys earlier that I had another 3 a.m. shit this morning because I ate a burrito the size of my fucking upper thigh yesterday, not realizing that it would make me almost shit the bed. And I did not, as far as I know. I checked earlier this morning, and I did not. It was just a mound. And we'll go on about poop later. That's fine. Let's get to the retardation, because Jen found some good ones. I found some good ones. I'm gonna start it off with the very well could be the retard of the week, because this, I mean, I've never had an MRI, but I'm not stupid enough to go into an MRI even with a tooth filling. Like, I don't think I could ever have an MRI because I have several tooth fillings. So this bitch, this is from Gizmodo. Woman enters MRI machine with a gun, gets shot in butt. Shoots herself in the fucking butt in the MRI machine. So there's not really a whole lot to this article, so we can discuss among ourselves. But here's what the article says. A woman's medical exam turned into a literal pain in the butt thanks to a poorly placed firearm. An adverse event report sent to the FDA earlier this year details an alleged incident where the woman was shot in the butt, shot in the right buttock. Oh, they even specified the cheek. All right. By her own gun that was activated by a magnetic resonance imaging machine. Thankfully, the injury was relatively mild and she recovered just fine. The report was first filed in July by the woman's healthcare provider to the FDA's manufacturer and blah, 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 who cares? A voluntary reporting system for adverse events tied to medical devices, but the incident appears to have been first publicly unearthed last week by the messenger. The woman in this case was much more fortunate. After the injury, she was taken to a nearby hospital. Wait, you're not already in the hospital getting an MRI? Right. And
No.
she later reported that her wound was okay and healing well.
So this article was probably written by AI, but I still thought it was hilarious.
I'm just miffed.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense in it.
I'm just miffed that they didn't tell you exactly how an MRI set off a gun. Is this just more propaganda to be like, guns just go off? We don't know.
Cool.
That was my first question.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know what parts of it don't make sense. I can definitely see something like that happening. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I mean, magnets don't make guns go out. You got to pull a trigger.
Yeah. How'd she do that?
Like,
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
But if she was rocking one in the chamber and it was like a striker fire pin, or if it's an auto cocker.
Well, she was obviously like gangstering it down her butt crack
Right.
or something, because if the barrel was pointed at her right buttock, that means she was left-handed. We got to
I
break
was
this
just thinking
down.
that.
Yeah. So,
That could be me.
but
something I would do.
maybe she reached back to have a scratch while she was in there, but you're not supposed to move while you're in those, right?
No, she'd be right-handed,
They
Joe.
pretty much specifically tell you not to have any metal on you, though. They're really clear about that.
Yeah,
would
Yeah,
you
they
even have
are.
a gun inside it at
She
all?
probably had a CCW and thought, well, it's fine. It's a gun, exactly like what we're thinking. This is why I think it would be real, is because it doesn't sound like something that would happen. And for somebody that, it didn't say that she got in trouble, which makes me think that she legally had it there. I mean, MRI, like MD imaging here in Reading, it's totally separate from the hospital. You go there to get MRIs. I know I've had several there. So if you go in there, it's like you're allowed to concealed carry if you're a carrier. You're just not supposed to be stupid. And they ask you ahead of time, do you have anything metal on you? And she probably went, oh, fuck, I brought my gun. I'll be fine. And then probably got her fucking ass shot. No kidding.
Well,
She couldn't even say. She just couldn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to my car real quick and put it in her fucking car."
She totally should have and could have. Yeah, she should have been like, you know what? I'm a CCW carrier and I'm packing right now. I don't feel like that's a
Yeah.
good idea to take into an MRI machine. I'll be right back.
well, she was
Or
worried
she
about
would be
terrorists in
straight
the
up
MRI.
gangsta.
Scroll up a little bit. There's a part. So it says the report was first filed in July by the woman's healthcare provider. Blah, blah, blah. Adverse event. So it says the incident appears to have been first publicly unearthed last week by the messenger. And then if you scroll down, it says the woman in this case was much more fortunate than what?
Oh, yeah, that is
That's
weird.
what's confusing to me. That doesn't make sense. There's nothing else that they're describing that they would maybe be referring to later.
Yeah, it's just who knows with
There's
Gizmodo,
so little
though.
details. It was probably AI, but it's still hilarious.
That's true.
I hope it really
Did
happened.
she damage
so bad.
the MRI machine?
Yeah.
You'd think there would be details like that, where the hospital you'd at least say her name, or that she's going to have charges filed, or
Right.
that she was.
Yeah, I want the
Total idiot.
I want the angle at which it went through her butt cheek. Like, did it
Yeah,
graze?
like-
Did it go out?
Or to go straight down her
Is she
leg?
going to have another MRI later because of this injury, where they're going to have to specifically
Was she-
tell her what
was she
not
a-
to do?
Yeah, was she a bubble butt? Did it pass cleanly
Yeah.
through the top of the cheek and the bottom of the cheek without touching anything else?
Is she a
Like,
larger woman?
I was gonna say
Is that
I'm
why...
saying she was kind of rotund.
Is
I
is
it
could
what
never
still
lay
in
down
there?
on an MRI machine with a gun in my butt cheeks.
I don't think I could.
I
I
would
could
be
shoot
like-
my own butt cheek if I tried. There's like hardly anything there.
Yeah.
There's no butt cheek here for me to shoot. There's nothing
Right.
here.
Right.
You can ask my wife. She says I have a Hank Hill butt. Whatever the fuck that means.
So it goes
But-
straight from your lower back to your legs. Like it's just
Yes. There's
Back
nothing
legs.
for it to pass through.
Straight.
No, exactly.
No,
Straight
it's just
down. I get it.
small of the
Ass
back, thighs, and
It's
flappy
back
pockets.
to legs
down.
in a crack.
no. That's a typical American white guy thing. No butt, just back into the legs.
You guys got to do squats. Get your squats in.
Or just
Yeah.
get a butt implant. Fuck it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You could go full Kardashian, then you could really shoot your own ass. So this one's. So I'm saying that was retard of the week, but if it's real, but this one's pretty dumb too. So scientists make VR goggles for mice so that they can feel what it's like to be attacked by a bird. Because everybody's worried about that. Yeah. So
That's the meanest thing I've ever seen. I
you should
read
see
these
the picture.
articles
Let me
This
scroll
is
down
both
so you can see the picture.
retarded and awesome.
So,
It's awful.
Upon
is great.
noticing the simulated bird of prey, these terrified, bespectacled rodents ran faster on the treadmill used during tests or froze, both of which are real common responses to overhead threats. So look at this picture. I mean, I know it's not real, but it just looks funny.
A rat.
Who's doing
Researchers-
these tests? Sidney Gottlieb?
Scientists, trust the experts. You know what they're doing? Researchers have developed VR goggles for laboratory mice to simulate a life of freedom and let them feel what it's like to be hunted by a bird. Why don't they just bring a real bird in there and see what they do? That'd probably be
Shit.
cheaper. So it says,
To
no, it's not.
simulate a life of freedom. That sounds very familiar.
While they're in a cage.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Says, no, it's not April Fool's Day, basically. These compact virtual reality specs really have been custom built to perfectly fit a mouse. These are your tax dollars at work. Dubbed Miniature Rodent Stereo Illumination VR, or immersive, the headgear is made up of 2 lenses and 2 screens split between both eyes. You know, how fucking VR lenses work. Like VR for humans, the mice cannot see out the outside world and are made to feel like they're somewhere else. But unlike the headsets we might wear, which wrap around our heads, these perch in front of the mouse's face. The researchers from Northwestern University in Illinois, good job experts, said by simulating a mouse's natural environment, they'd achieve greater understanding of their behavior. Until now, such efforts have been limited to flat screens that simply surround mice. These screens cannot convey 3D depth, and the mice can also still see parts of the laboratory peeking through. Study lead Daniel Dumbass said the goggles help them engage with the environment in a more natural way. Why not just stick them out in the yard for a little bit? I mean, a bird's
Because
gonna
they
come
might run
along.
away,
Yeah, just put cameras on
and
them.
then they might die.
I think they're just random fucking ideas to study
Yeah.
on.
No, they're just trying to
Yeah.
use up grant funding. They're like, we have like $3 million.
Ridiculous.
Like,
We're like, fuck, we got like $3 million to burn through for the end of the year, or we're not going to get that grant money next year. What do you want to try? Let's put fucking VR goggles on some mice.
Yeah, they're sitting around in the think tank at the university, and he's like, bro, hear me out. I've got an idea.
Ice
He's all-
VR goggles, $1 million project.
Well, at the end here, it says they could also help gain new insights into how the human brain adapts and reacts to repeated VR exposure. See, that
Oh,
makes
good.
more sense.
Those were
They're
fucking
beta
mice.
testing the mice on VR exposure because it's such a hot thing right now. VR, so hot right now.
Sexy.
But yeah, that's dumb. All right, here's the next. This one's a big fucking nope. Spider lays eggs in man's toe during cruise holiday.
That's why you don't go on cruises. Nope.
That's
No way.
oh my gosh.
I
No
mean, that's a
way.
whole lot of gross. So Colin Blake and his wife had spent the evening in Marseille in the south of France when his toe swelled up and turned purple. Ew. He later discovered he had been bitten by a Peruvian wolf spider. Oh, those are not good either. Which had laid eggs inside his toe. And despite having treatment to remove them, one hatched. Ding, ding, ding.
Gross.
Look at the picture of this motherfucker. Like, it has a little face. Let me zoom in on that.
Yeah, it's like
That's actually kind of cute.
He was a spider surrogate. That's
It would
disgusting.
be cute if
have
it
a
didn't have
face,
4
not-
fucking eyes.
He
Yeah,
looks like
fuck
he
that
looks like a
shit.
grandpa. Like he's just like,
It looks like an Ewok sitting on top of a spider.
He kind of looks wise.
it looks
I
like
see.
a Bigfoot.
I see
Yeah.
like 3 different faces going on at one
Yeah, I
time.
do.
Here. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at.
there's like
Yeah.
2 ears that could
It's
be
trippy.
eyes with a nose,
Look
and
at
then
the
there's like
fucking-
4
look at the
eyes with a
fucking
really
Miss Swan
wide
haircut.
mouth. Like,
Yeah.
The Miss Swan haircut from Mad TV.
He
Oh
is
my
a
God.
hairy bitch, though. 4 eyes. Ugh.
what's going on with your toe? I'm hatching things. Okay, just never you mind.
Nice. That's about a 6 out of 10. Thank you for that one.
Imagine getting a fucking spider just crawling out of your fucking anything of your body.
Let alone
What?
one of its eggs hatching in your
Nope,
toe.
just kill
Could
me.
you imagine not noticing a spider laying
would
eggs
probably-
in your fucking toe? Can you imagine
I-
not noticing a spider bite?
This
That's
is why
wild.
you should be able to carry napalm wherever you go. Fuck a
Well, did-
CCW.
Do they fucking bite you and then lay eggs as they bite you?
Let's
is that what
find
that-
out.
doing?
Let's read on.
I don't know. He was probably ripped as fuck
That's
because he was on a
crazy. If
cruise.
he,
He,
like, the-
probably was at his drink maximum of like 50 drinks a day or whatever.
Which is
how
the
many
worst
tickets they
time to
give
have
you.
a spider lay an egg
Yeah.
in your toe.
That's the only
Well, he was
time I think
probably
that I would.
fucked up and passed out, and that
Yeah,
spider just jumped on him and on his
it
toe. and
has
just
to be that.
So it
came
doesn't
in his
say
toe.
it doesn't say he was schnockered to the max. It just says
course
they
not.
were on this trip when his toe swelled up and turned purple. The following day, he visited the onboard doctor who told him a Peruvian wolf spider had bitten him and laid eggs inside his toe, as they do.
How do you handle that news?
Wolf spiders, which are not poisonous. Oh, right. It's brown recluses, which are okay. Are often
Yeah,
found
we
in the
have
French.
wolf spiders, Joe.
Oh yeah, I've kicked one.
Yeah,
We
do
just
too.
don't have the Peruvian variety.
Yeah. So they're often found in the French port city after arriving on cargo ships. So they just hitch rides on these ships and then lay eggs in people's toes. Mr.
Going
Blank,
to America.
who lives in Cramlington, Northumberland, told BBC Radio Scotland, "My wife thought it may be because I had new sandals and they were rubbing on my big toe, and that was causing it to be
Oh,
red."
blame it on the wife.
Yeah.
He's like, she told me it was my
Oh,
sandals.
so this is
I was
gross.
too stupid to look down.
So this is disgusting. Fast forward like 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this. The doctor cut his toe open, causing the spider's eggs to pour out. After
just-
the holiday,
Wow.
Good.
after the holiday, Mr. Blake went to the hospital in the UK where doctors prescribed antibiotics. But 4 weeks later, I'm surprised they didn't give him a COVID shot for it. But 4 weeks later, he noticed something else unusual in his toe. On another visit to the doctors, wait, how many weeks later? It just says after the holiday. 4 weeks later. Okay, so 4 weeks later, this bitch is living in his toe for 4 weeks. They discovered one of the eggs had hatched into a small spider, which was stuck underneath his skin.
Oh my god.
No. He said they believe the spider is making its way out, eating its way out of my toe. Mr. Blake chose not to keep the dead spider when asked by medics.
They asked him, they're like, do you want your baby, kind of? And he's like, no, fuck that.
He's like,
He's like, my toe is a fucking
the
placenta
fuck?
right now.
like,
That last
you're-
one can't get out.
Your toe gave birth to this, so men can have babies. They're just miniature little spiders.
What? That yeah, that's
Aw.
about all we would give birth
Dude.
to is a fucking horrible little vermin like that.
I've
That's
never
horrible.
heard of this happening ever in my life.
I'm
though.
sorry, but when you said he said when you said Scotland, the very next like thing that it quoted him as, I heard in a Scottish voice, but a little bit twisted, and it was I don't know. The whole thing is just funny because I can totally see them being like, "Oh yeah, you know, it just happens. No big deal. No big deal."
Oh, yeah. Anyway, pour me some more scotch.
Yeah.
I've heard of
Scotch,
spiders
Scotch,
laying
Scotch,
eggs in
Scotch.
people before.
I've not in a
In their
toe.
ears and shit.
Not in a
What?
toe,
Heard that.
but
Not in a
No.
toe. You imagine
Wait,
cutting your toe open and it's like,
Stop it. You're making my taint hurt. It's not good. I
Like,
don't like
trying
it.
to
what?
figure- I'm trying to
I
figure
would
out
fucking
how
How
the
long
find
were
spider
the
a
did it.
machete.
toenails, though? That's what I want to know. How long were the
Cut it
toenails
off.
for this guy to even realize that was happening? Like, how long do your toenails have to be? Like,
Was
eagle
it under his
talons.
toenail? Like it doesn't say what
I mean,
part of his toe.
Where else would it be? I mean, in between your toes?
That's what I mean. Is like I was wondering how the spider actually like inserted the eggs. It'd have to be under his
Yeah.
toenail,
ooh,
right?
this might be AI
How
again.
how does
Yeah.
Pretty
the
vague.
spider insert the eggs in the beginning? Like
That was the very
until you
first thing
just-
that kind of caught me is they don't lay their eggs from their fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Like they get that big ass bustle in the back when they're ready to fucking pop, and they just go and
Well, I
fucking
bet we
shoot
can
them out.
YouTube this. I
Oh.
guarantee there's something on YouTube that will show us exactly how a spider lays eggs in a human body.
I'm not watching that. I'm not playing that.
I'm gonna
Oh
watch it
my
right afterward on
God.
this show.
I'm never googling that. All
Oh.
right, let's go to the
So
next one.
gross.
I gotta
All right.
make a sissy. Hold on.
You got what?
I gotta make a sissy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's perfect. Actually,
I gotta go potty.
okay.
It just means he
Go
sits
potty.
down.
Make a
while he's
sissy.
doing it.
I'm pretty sure Daniel was talking about maybe having to take a dump mid-show. I mean, if you got to, now's the time.
Hey, I
No?
took care of that before, bud. We're good.
But you're a professional. Damn.
Nice.
I told you
did.
that's
I
only
drank
happened
some-
once.
I drank coffee when I got home from work, and that did the trick.
Oh,
That's all I
perfect.
needed.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now because I took a fucking hour nap after I got home from work and was like, oh shit, I gotta wake up again.
I mean, I know a lot of people are anti-caffeine and anti-cigarettes and stuff, but if you got to poop, it's a great combo.
Oh,
Your
they're
butthole
perfect.
just goes whoop, and you're ready to go.
It's usually those same people though that are like, oh, by the way, I also drink a 2-liter a day of Pepsi. Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, you don't
prob-
like coffee and cigarettes. Good fact.
Yeah, okay, drink your Pepsi. Speaking of caffeine, what a segue. God damn, I'm good. We talked about this a couple shows ago. Fuck, it's probably been a month now, but the holidays got in our way, and we meant to mention this again. Magic Mind, the world's first productivity shot. And if you're trying to cut down on caffeine, this is probably the way to go. I've actually myself not drank caffeine in probably a month. Okay, besides maybe a half a cup of shit coffee in the morning at work or something. But
Oh, yeah.
besides that,
I haven't had coffee in like 4 months, and Magic Mind totally helped.
I think so because it was after. So they sent it. We talked about it on the first time we mentioned them, but they sent us a bunch of them, and I liked it so much that I ordered more of them after that. And I have not ordered more since, but I'm going to because I mean you've probably heard about this shot before, but it's got the mushrooms.
Have you guys ever tried it? Have you guys ever heard of it? Magic Mind?
I only heard of it because of your
heard of it.
podcast.
Okay,
Yes.
so
I
I've never
heard
heard
of it the last
either.
time you did it.
I hate
Yeah.
when people try to promote shit or send. I mean, sending free stuff is nice. Like, oh, okay, cool, try it. I expected nothing. I had no expectations, and I had just started a brand new job, like I talked about last time, that I hated. I like it now, but it was brand new, and new jobs aren't that fun. And I took this shot, and I was so negative when I started my day, which is not typical for me, and it completely changed my mindset without me even recognizing it until the day was over. And I was like, I had
That's
a really
crazy.
good day. And I made better connections with my coworkers and just had a great day. I focused on all of the things that were positive and just ignored the things that I would normally think of that were negative, just weren't negative. Like I didn't look at it that way. It's kind of hard to explain, but it gave me a ton of energy, and I didn't, not overly like, not jittery or anything like coffee, but I had a ton of energy and just happiness.
No,
This weird joy.
And
It
it's
was
weird because
bizarre.
if you've never tried the lion's mane thing. I know that's kind of like in vogue right now, but we've been drinking that. I think I mentioned in our smoothies and stuff for a while, but I don't know what if they're using like concentrates or extracts or something, but whatever they're using with the lion's mane and the ashwagandha is a huge one. I heard about that one from my friend like years ago, and that's a huge one too for like stress reduction and all that
Well,
stuff.
it lowers your blood pressure. So
Yeah.
I found out recently that I have high blood pressure randomly. It just runs in my family. So there's nothing I can do about it. And ashwagandha, almost everything in this drink lowers your blood pressure because the person who invented it, I think it's a guy. I want to say it's a guy. He found out he had high blood pressure and had to stop drinking coffee, and he was super devastated. So he's like, what can I make that will help me out? And it ended up lowering his blood pressure and giving him energy at the same time.
Yeah, so it's
I think
it's
it's
really
pretty cool.
weird to have like be energy and focus, but also not feel like you're jittered the fuck out, like you just drank a venti fucking soy mocha frappuccino with extra sauce or whatever you order from
All the
Starbucks.
sugar and
Never
crap
even
that's
done
in
that.
Yeah, there's no sugar.
Oh, that's the
so-
other thing. Yeah, it's sweetened with agave, so it does have kind of a earthy taste, but I actually like it. Like once you take it a couple times, you look forward to the taste because you're like, I know what this
I
does.
will
And
say
it takes 2
this:
seconds. It's like a
the,
shot.
the passion fruit stayed with me throughout the day. I was erping that up for a bit.
Oh,
However, I really liked the effects. It's kind of like what it was for alcohol for me in a really twisted way. I wanted to taste the alcohol, the horrible, like as much as I could, and then I would slam it because then I would know how much I was drinking and get really fucked up.
Well, you also
This
knew
was-
how many shots would put you into blackout, and you got to
did.
that regularly.
All the time. But this was really cool because it was like, okay, it tastes nasty, but I now know what it does to me. It's a triggering thing. It's kind of like kratom is for me. It's not tasty, but I know what it's doing to me when I drink it now. So the same thing was with that shot. The first one I took after I felt the effects of it, I'm like, okay, I don't like the passion fruit, but I would drink the passion fruit every day because just the placebo of drinking it and knowing, oh, that taste, that's what this is going to do to me. It immediately starts mentally there, like right
Yeah.
when you take it.
Well, I would say we did mention it the first time we talked about this, but it did help with hangovers too. I would say a mild to moderate hangover. If you're right fuck the next day, it's probably not gonna do a whole lot. That's up to you. But if you have like a mild like in the morning, this will definitely help you because it's got just enough, a little bit of caffeine and all the lion's mane and all that stuff.
and it
that'll-
definitely doesn't taste gross. Like, so it's subjective, okay? But the passion fruit, I don't like fruit. That's my handle on literally every social media ever. So I don't like any fruit. So passion fruit wasn't my favorite, but it's not gross. It doesn't taste like dirt. It doesn't taste like mud water. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. It's sweet and flavorful, and people might really like this flavor.
No, and if you're
It's just
drinking
maybe
like
not for everybody, but
3 of these fucking like 5-hour energies a day, you can handle this.
for sure.
Those
Right.
taste like straight asshole. These
They taste
actually
like
have
gas.
good shit in them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, those
yeah,
are gross.
if you want to support the show, you can go to magicmind.com/legitbat, and we have a promo code legitbat20, and that is 20% off your order. And if you subscribe, I think it's 56% off. Anyway, there's a link in the show notes, and you can try it out if you want. And I mean, if you don't like it, just tell them, I don't know, tell them you don't like it or something. Leave a bad review like you do on our fucking show.
No, don't do
Fuck
that.
off.
It's amazing.
All right, let's move on. Oh, my computer just went weird. All right, there we go. Let me exit out some of these tabs. Sometimes too many
Yeah.
tabs make
Yeah.
it wonky. All right, let's move on to the next stupid shit. So this is a sign of our times here. This could only happen in this era. In Venice, tourists flip gondola after refusing to stop taking selfies.
Faggots.
Footage of the group in the water at Rio de la Verona has been widely shared on social media. No one was hurt in the accident, and the group are said to have dried off nearby. Well, good for fucking them. They probably took a selfie of that too.
Look at that
the
selfie right there. Like she's like, help me.
Yeah, she's like live streaming to Instagram.
I can't swim.
I can't swim. The gondolier shouted at them to sit down and stay still as he tried to maneuver under a bridge, but they apparently ignored him, and all the weight ended up on one side, capsizing the boat and flipping them into the canal. You dumb fucks. The gondolier helped one to shore and then dived back in to rescue the others. Onlookers filmed Saturday spectacle, and footage of the drenched tourists clinging to the boat went viral on sites like TikTok. So the the observers were no fucking better than the people in the gondola because they were like, duh, live stream to TikTok.
And the gondolier fucking quit his job the next day. He's like, Jesus Christ, let me just do my job. I'm sure he wasn't planning on
Those
his day
people in the
going like
water
that.
they're putting out their hand like, help me, and they're just like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
this
is
is
awesome.
great though. So it says it was revealed last week that a 5, I don't know what that symbol is. That's not even pounds, is it?
Is it
A 5,
euros?
is that euro?
Euro.
A 5 something that isn't
yeah.
American dollars daily charge will be introduced from next year for visitors on certain days between April and July. Like, we need to get paid more because you guys are retarded. In 2021, Venice also banned cruise ships from entering the historic center amid concerns about pollution and erosion of the city's foundations. So I think there is a video. Let me make sure I got all my buttons lined up so it doesn't cut everything fucking out like it usually does. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, you piece of shit. Let me know. Let me change this button here. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Just do a thumbs up if you can hear the sound on it, so I don't have to go back. Okay, so they're already in the water.
This is like they're walking.
This is a bullshit video because they're already in the water. Like, I wanted to see them taking selfies and then getting torched in the water. That would have been funnier.
Well, no one had a reason. I'm sure they didn't upload their own video.
I'm surprised they didn't. It would go viral. Why not? All right, this one. Okay, shout out to my good buddy Murphy and coworker for alerting me to this one this morning at work, and I said send it to me, and he was basically like, "Fuck yourself, Google it." He's just kidding, Murph. I know you said you heard it on the radio or something, but I had to look this one up. So, so this woman nearly chokes to death on food, and then swallows toothbrush whole in freak accident.
How is that an accident?
So the gist of this story is that she got something stuck in her fucking tonsil or something, tried to get it out with her toothbrush. Yeah, with her toothbrush, and then swallowed the toothbrush all the way down. So let's read on. Let's see what this dumb bitch did.
You think the toothbrush kind of helped lodge it out on the way down? Maybe. I hope she got that.
Was
piece
it a
of food
tiny
out.
travel toothbrush? I just don't feel like that's possible.
I mean, the picture's
I think
right
she's
there.
taking
I'm pretty
bigger
sure
things.
other people would recognize her from a
she has
different
no
site.
she has no gag reflex, that's for sure.
That's what I was saying. I think people recognize her from a different site.
Yeah, she's a keeper.
So this one's full of dumb puns.
Oh,
She had a toothbrush with death. Oh, where's my oh, wrong button. Hang on. Let's do this one. Okay, a 21-year-old woman reportedly swallowed her entire toothbrush after using it to dislodge a piece of food caught in her throat. Instead of just taking a sip of water like, people do. Oh, she's from Spain. I'll give her a pass. Haizea, a woman from Galdaccio, Spain, whose full identity was withheld by foreign media. Sure, Google it. Claims she'd been eating turkey on November 29th when she began to choke on the dish. Gasping for breath, her first move was to grab her toothbrush to try and force the turkey out of her throat. That's her first move, is to go and like try to deep throat her toothbrush.
We were all right. We knew it.
Okay. For one, like literally, like was she at a dinner table and she ran to the bathroom and then grabbed her toothbrush? That was the first thing that she thought.
Most of these fucking articles are very like underwhelming with their details, but I love how it says this. So it says her first move was to grab her toothbrush to try and force the turkey out of her throat, but she went too far and gulped down the 8-inch instrument.
Boner.
That's AI. I feel like a human would never write something like that.
I agree.
It
has to be AI.
This is like, it should be explained a lot more than it actually is.
Well, maybe it does.
AI thinks this could happen though. Have you ever seen it recreate hands and faces? It's
she looks pretty hot, and according to me, that she's probably pretty fucking stupid.
Jesse, all you have to do is use that search bar the next time you go to Pornhub, and I think the whole article will be right there for you.
She probably live streamed it to TikTok.
Deep throats, toothbrush.
She was actually doing it on OnlyFans and just made up the whole story about turkey as his cover story.
Yeah, because she was at Thanksgiving dinner and she was like, "No, I had food stuck in there," and I had.
She wasn't at Thanksgiving. She was
Can you
in her
imagine
room and they're
that
like
search,
choke
though?
on her toothbrush, and then she swallowed it by mistake.
Spanish girl chokes on turkey.
Whole
Put that
turkey.
in the search bar. It's like, whoa, that was not what I was expecting in the Google
Like, holy
images.
shit, that's a turkey.
So it says
Gobbler.
Isaiah explained that she had to act quickly as no one else was around to help. Oh, see, she was in her room.
My
My
dad couldn't help.
My dad couldn't help me because he sucks and he left when I was 5. No, because he's stuck in a wheelchair with a damaged Achilles tendon. So I decided to help myself by using the toothbrush.
Help yourself, eh?
Bet you did. She said
Using
because
one
it
of
was
those
only
vibrating
before.
toothbrushes.
said because it was only getting worse, I grabbed the first thing I could get a hold of. I'm surprised that was the first thing, really, which was the
She must
toothbrush
be
to
living
try
in
and
a
dislodge
small
it.
house.
Yeah. At the moment the turkey became loose, so too did her toothbrush. I tried to hold it by the. It's because you were
The
going.
story
"Rah,
does not
rah."
make sense.
I was tried to hold it by the bristles, but once the obstruction was cleared, it just got sucked
Nobody
in.
holds a toothbrush by the bristles, AI. Nobody holds
Your
a toothbrush
fucking
by the
throat
bristles.
doesn't
How can you
suck
even do
in.
that?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know about you, but if it goes past like 3/4 of my tongue, I'm like, "Ugh." I don't know
Yeah.
how
Oh,
she got
yeah.
it down that far without.
He brushes the back of her fucking throat.
I've said for a long time, I would make a terrible gay dude because I can't brush like the back of my teeth without being like,
She
in
must
the
brush her
freaking
teeth.
sink.
She must brush her teeth like a fucking chimney sweep, like to not have that gag reflex. So it
It's all
says,
black and shit.
It's a fucking
So they're-
6-inch bristle brush. She's like, ah!
Stubs her hand in there. She's like, "Oh, I'm getting it all."
what do you want to bet the? What do you want to bet her toothbrush is shaped like Jodie Foster's knuckles and is probably black?
Oh my god! It took me a minute to visualize. And as
Holy
soon as I
shit.
did, I was like, oh.
So she felt no pain during the shocking ordeal after she was rushed to the hospital. Yeah, because she's used to that, obviously.
That's such a stupid detail.
She recalled explaining her bizarre predicament. I don't know. It just fucking happened. They all started rushing around and couldn't believe it until they saw the x-rays, and it really was there. Did they have the x-rays? Let's see the x-rays.
Can you imagine being a nurse and just having someone rush in and say, I almost just choked, but then I swallowed a toothbrush?
No,
I don't know.
they totally gave her that fucking toothbrush for the photo op, and we're like, quick, we're gonna make it a toothbrush. No, yeah, she actually got like a 10-inch dildo stuck in her throat. We had to pull that fucker out.
They found weirder shit in people's butts. This was
That's what I
like
was saying, the
mellow.
gerbil.
Yeah, they're like, this is great. This is a great Friday night because I've seen other shit tonight that I don't want to talk about.
There was a dude
So
that
it
had
took-
like 2 gerbils up his butt, and they started like clawing through his fucking colon wall.
How do
and
you
they
not
were worried about him
die?
going septic.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
fucking
They have claws.
disgusting.
Like if you nick the colon, that's how you die of sepsis. Like what the fuck are you doing?
That's just boredom.
I'm
He's
guessing
done
Why are
everything.
you putting a fucking gerbil in your?
he
fucking
wanted
butthole?
it to scratch the soft spot, man. Come on.
Je-
I don't
Jesse,
get it.
Wait,
No,
wait.
Jesse,
Is that why
I
they
don't
do
get
it?
Jesse,
Is
the
that
more
why they
important
do it?
question is not why, is how the fuck do you fit a gerbil up your poop chute? What the fuck's
a
going
tube.
on
You
that
put
you
a
can
fu-
do
you
that?
Probably
One
put a
man, one
tube
jar.
in your butthole.
Do you use a
Have you
funnel?
ever seen South Park?
Mr.
Slimmywinks.
I mean, on South
Oh,
Park,
my
Mr.
slave.
Slave put Paris Hilton up his butt, but that's probably easier
Yeah.
than a gerbil.
I'm the biggest slut, he says, and then he fucking sits right on her and
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. I think I have an Oh Jesus drop somewhere. Oh, maybe I
You
don't have
do.
it anymore. Oh, I don't think I have it anymore. Fuck, hang on.
Fucking
Hang
faggot.
on. Eh, no, not that one.
But what up, retarded faggots?
Oh, I forgot to play that one at the beginning, so
That'll
that
work.
works. Yeah, that'll work for that. So at the very end here, it says doctors were able to fish out the tool by looping the head of the toothbrush with surgical twine and pulling it out back through the esophagus. No surgery required. Good for her.
wow.
I'm so done with this fucking article. I'm
So
like,
she-
bullshit.
She says, I woke up.
Stupid ass bitch.
Faggots.
She says, I woke up with the toothbrush next to me on the bedside table. She said, adding, I continued to use it the rest of the day. The end.
Oh, fucking gross, dude.
No, it doesn't say that. She just said, I was glad I could breathe again. So I could go
But you
suck
still
on
use it
What do
anyway.
you mean? You fucking could breathe before. You went to the hospital with the toothbrush in your fucking esophagus.
Well, she couldn't breathe because of the turkey, dude, not because of the toothbrush.
Right.
The turkey came loose and then
Dirty
she had
bird.
swallowed it. Who knows?
Yeah.
This article's
I'm
ridiculous.
saying that she went to
It's
the
funny though.
went to the hospital after that. So she's like, "Hey, I got a toothbrush stuck down in there. I can't breathe."
The doctor was probably like, hey, just so you know, if you had tried to drink some water, everything would have been fine.
It would have broke up.
Yeah, we had to get the toothbrush out. The turkey was already in your stomach, dum-dum.
Or you eat more turkey and it sends it down like a ramrod, you know?
Oh, you gotta be careful with that one.
Well, if anything, she would have just shut up and we wouldn't have had
Honestly, I haven't had food stuck in my throat enough to like it's either going down or it's stuck and I'm choking.
Yeah, violently coughing and hacking to get it up.
So how do you get a piece back there and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna grab a toothbrush and
I don't know, but they
teach.
Here's the thing though, is that they teach you that with CPR too, is that they're like, if somebody is, classically choking, and I don't know why you'd do this to yourself if you're choking, but that seems to be the universal sign of I'm choking, and they go down, it's like you're supposed to, before you give them any kind of like mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, is tilt their head back, open their jaw, and sweep in their mouth at the back of their throat for anything that might have caused them to choke. I'm like, if I can reach it, I'm sorry, but if I can reach it with my fucking finger, I'm pretty sure they could have just went like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she could have 100% used her hand because she clearly has zero gag reflex. So she could have done that.
I think she did. I think she wasn't wanting to like mention the fact that she just didn't gag it back up.
I think AI just thinks we use toothbrushes for things that they just can't conceive of. Like they're like, well, this is clearly what a toothbrush is used for. It's used to get things out of your throat.
It's used for brushing your esophagus, like a chimney sweep.
You hold it by the bristles, and then you jam the thing down your throat.
Yeah, and that just does it for you.
It's like,
oh, so side note, real quick, somebody in Telegram, sorry, I forgot who it was, had posted a thing that we're talking about. I think it was, I can't remember what site it was, but somebody had posted that somebody pulled a bunch of Twitter like articles or something because they were all written by AI and they got found out that it was actually AI articles. And I'm like, oh my God, Jen's been calling this for like a fucking year and a half.
Yeah.
And they pulled a bunch of these articles because somebody found out it was actually an AI person. Google this if you want. I don't have it.
So the article was written by AI, and the author, though, the person's name was fake.
Yeah. And he was writing a bunch of fake ass articles.
So it wasn't even a person who was pretending to write an article. Like you'd think, oh, I'm going to write an article for this company and make money. Like, no, it was just AI the whole time.
Hey,
there was no human making any money.
Before Musk bought Twitter, and he was still like, they were in the works of him like making bids and all this shit. They did a whole interview with him, and he's like, yeah, they have a range of percentage of anywhere between like 40 and 60, upwards of possibly 70% of users and posts are all fake, which means it's the same dumb 30 to 40% of people running around like fucking hamsters with VR goggles on of hawks trying to get them, just commenting on the same goddamn dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's an echo chamber. That whole dead internet theory. It's the same on social. It's everywhere. You have no fucking clue if you're talking to anybody that's real.
Yeah.
Dude, the dead internet theory is very, very compelling and so fucking weird and scary that I'm like, we're going to have to do an entire show on it. If I can find somebody who's like well versed on that, because I don't do research. I don't know.
Ben, when you talked about Alice yesterday, it made me think immediately that AI is running our world right now and that our leaders are just trying to catch up with it or
trying to rein it in.
Yeah, well, rein it in or save themselves.
You know what's really funny about that too is that I had just, because I told you I'm going through the fucking series for like a third time, I had just started the book and he gets to that part maybe like 3 hours into a 12-hour book. I'm now 2 hours before the finish, so I listened to all of that today while I was out in the warehouse. And part of what is terrifying is that he goes to a foreign country and they give him basically a care package of like, hey, don't open this up until you get there. This is going to be your designated satellite phone and this, that, and the other. And it's a pretty common thing for people to get something called a Cryptol phone, where everything going in, incoming and outgoing are all have an extra layer of cryptology behind it. So it's like kind of like WhatsApp is supposed to be encrypted from end to end, meaning whether you're sending or receiving it, you wouldn't be able to investigate the actual sender, right? If that's the whole idea, is to keep your personal number safe. So these Cryptol phones are supposed to be like that. They also call them burner phones, although burner phones can just be like a Net 10 or a track phone that you go and load up on, and then you toss it after you're done.
Take notes from movies. That's a real thing. You go get a Net 10 phone, and then you break it in half when you're done and throw it in the garbage.
I mean, you can. That's the whole idea, is because they run off a CDMA.
Something you've done. You sound like really professional.
No, I've just watched movies.
No, so you know what's interesting about that though is that I just heard an ad, and the guy was like, you know how we can keep our rates low is because we use the excess off of all of the other providers' towers to provide our signal. I'm like, that's not smart. 1, 2, it's super gay and it doesn't work well. It's called CDMA, otherwise known as 2G, and we're in 5G now, guy. But the idea is that they call it something hopping. I forget what it's called, but they basically take the excess use, these track phones, and it's CDMA. It has a wider coverage, but it doesn't have a deep coverage. So like it's going to take forever because just like your old like brick phones, it's going to have good coverage, but if you try to get online and shit, it's made for fucking like flip phones. So in the book, he gets this phone out, and right as he's about to get into a really, really hairy situation, he gets a text with no name. And as you know, when you get a text, it either has a number or a name or some kind of sender thing. He got a text message with no name that says, "Look out." So he turns around, he finds out Alice had been tracking his phone and using all of the different shit that she was listening to around the world, and realized that people were about to come in and try to get him. So she sent him a text on this Cryptol phone saying, "Hey, basically watch your back. I'm watching for you." And I went, that shit is fucking real. You know that shit's real. Like,
and this whole conversation we had last night will be out next week. This is on Chan It Down Radio, and we're gonna put it out on our on our end as well. But that'll be out next week.
Whatever.
And
it wasn't like a
no, I mean, no, it was an hour and a half show, so you can listen to that next week. But we did cover a lot of this weird AI type of shit last night. So
I could have been
that'll be
talking
fun.
about a conversation we were having at our house.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Let's move on to the last story here.
It doesn't have to always be about a podcast, Joe.
It does when you're on a fucking podcast.
Does it? Oh, okay.
So
always about a podcast.
The very last story I have here, unless you want to have more, I think I have a couple more. But so Euro 2024 draw. So the crowd, whatever, disrupted by sex noises.
What is this? What's Euro 2024 draw?
Lewd sounds could be heard. Lewd sounds.
That came out of my penis.
Yeah, that.
oh my God, I had to burp and I almost just threw up. Oh my God, that was so fucking disgusting. You're dying because of lewd, and I hear it go like this, and all of a sudden, I was like, fucking Christ.
So I don't know what this is either, but I read this a little bit. So lewd sounds could be heard as Switzerland were named in the same group as Scotland, Hungary, and host Germany, and there were further indecent interruptions triggered by an internet prankster using a mobile phone. I hope there's a video. I did not read far enough to figure that out. So Euro 24 is some Euro fag shit. I don't know. Oh, it's a football tournament. Okay, which is probably soccer. I don't know. But lewd sounds could be heard, blah, blah, blah. This was despite an attempt by host Giorgio Marchetti, the Deputy General Secretary of European's football governing body, to take control of the situation. He said, "There is some noise here that has now stopped. No noise anymore." Asked if he had noticed any unusual sounds in the hall, England boss Gareth Southgate said, "I did. I'm assuming it's some sort of prank, but it was hard to really make out what it was."
They'd be fucking.
Yeah. So the
someone's fucking.
UEFA declined to officially comment, but it is understood the governing body will investigate to understand what happened and how. Internet prankster Daniel Jarvis, holla at your boy, later claimed responsibility for the stunt. He broadcast himself live on X, formerly Twitter, as you have to say, ringing a mobile phone to trigger the noises at the event. Jarvis said, "Listen, that was us. That was us. We got in there, we put the phone in there, we rung it. Sex noise with the Euro. Love you guys." So,
There's a video.
there is a video. Oh,
Do you want me to send it to you? Here.
no, don't send it. Just what site is it? I thought there was a video on here. What the fuck?
Sports.yahoo.com.
Is this not a video? No, he's just some fag holding a sign that says Switzerland.
I think it's AI. Fucking.
I found this on every site though, so I hope this is real. Let's see.
Yeah, there might be a. Where's a link? Where's a link? I need links.
I just sent you one.
To Legit Bat or
No, to you.
Oh, well, I'm
Butt
not on
shot.
that one.
Butt shot.
Oh, that was the first story. Yeah. Well, fuck. Let me
Right
just
here.
Google.
I just sent it to you.
Oh, to that. Okay. Hang on.
It's worth a giggle.
Refresh.
I just want to see it. So
Please
someone
refresh.
had posted on
Oh, there. Oh,
on X.
I just saw it.
It said, "What's going on at the Euro 24 draw then?" with a bunch of laughy faces. So I'm seriously hoping that we can hear these sex noises.
Oh, this is from the telegraph.co.uk. Okay, that's fine.
Good enough.
Where? Where is it?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't show video. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, piss.
Babe,
I
get your
hate.
shit together.
I can't stand. I can't stand these UK fucking. Sorry, UK people, but your sites suck. Okay, to continue reading this. Oh, I gotta start a free trial. Are you shitting me? Well,
Weird.
well, you can Google it. Like I always say, like you don't have to hear it on here. If you really want to hear the sex noises, you can Google it.
Well, we can make some up right now if you want.
Just
Oh
there
yeah,
you
you could just do it too.
Google it right now. Just Google Euro 2024 sex noises.
Let me see.
That's what I did.
Euro
You'll find it.
Hey, I'm on
2024.
fucking cream right now.
My
Well-
phone thinks I'm insane. The shit I Google.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
Like, what the
Good
fuck is
heavens.
wrong
I'm
with you?
arriving.
I mean, a lot
I'm
of the stories,
arriving right now.
like when we have cock news, I have to literally Google penis news and then sort through stuff.
Have you guys ever Googled? I don't know how long you've been listening to our show, but have you ever Googled mature avocado?
Don't do that.
Well, I wanted to see. I grow avocado trees, so I wanted to see what a
Okay.
mature avocado tree would look like because I wanted to see how far along my trees were. I was trying to tell how old they were, and it turns out it's some sort of porn slang because it was insane what I found. I found out my safe search
Do you
was
know,
turned off that day.
Do you know the space movie that's invented in 1992?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Google that one. I've seen that.
That's
Google
my favorite
1992.
Google ever.
Google 1992 space movie.
Space movie.
Hilarious. Maybe I'll put it on screen. You can just imagine it. Okay, so I think I found the clip. So we'll play this sex noise clip. Hang on.
Switzerland, there is some noise here that has now stopped. No noise anymore. So the first group completed is the group of Germany, Group A, Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland.
Okay, hang on. So it's at the very beginning.
Turn it up really
where's,
loud.
Where's the rest of it? Hang on, let me.
That's the
let me see if I
freaking. This.
Okay, so it's right at the beginning. So listen.
Switzerland, there is some noise here that
It doesn't even sound like
my
sex noise.
God.
It,
It sounds like a
That's
donkey.
the
a
same.
little bit.
That's the same shit.
it sounded like a squeaky
With the-
toy.
The same fucking video
That's a
that you get
meme.
on the internet, and you like a
Yes.
fake fucking video, and then it's like, hey,
Yes.
it's a person out here
Yeah.
running around, and it's like fucking boom. It's like
Ah.
and you're supposed to be on like a fucking.
See,
in
to me, it
public
sounded
and
like a
shit,
squeaky
and-
toy. It was like wee whir, wee whir,
Yeah.
wee whir.
It didn't,
Okay,
definitely didn't sound like sex noises.
lame,
No,
dude. You should have done better, bro. You
They
could
just
do
wanted
better.
us. They wanted the
Yeah, you
clicks,
piece
and
of
they got
shit.
us. They got us.
Well, I think we're gonna close out with that. I got a couple more, but I think I'll save them for next time because I got like three.
Do you
or
guys
four
have any
more.
funny stories from your work?
Besides
We love
Daniel
organic
shitting his pants?
stories. Hey, I've talked about shitting my pants recently, like often. So like it's fine, no big deal. I'm sure you've heard it. Not
Oh,
recently.
I can tell that story. I have a
Within the
couple.
last
I
5 years.
actually.
Okay,
Okay, Daniel
Please.
might be retard of the week. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Well, let me tell. I got two. Actually. One is
Please
from
do.
work, and one is from a fun time
Yes.
on mushroom was once. So this is probably 10 years ago, but a friend gives me a bag of mushrooms, and keep in mind I'm drunk at like 2 a.m.
Ooh,
And
not a
I
good
just
time
like,
to do that.
hell, right. So I'm like, hell, why not? So I take a handful, and yeah, I had a fun night, but I don't really remember any of it. But the part
Really?
the part I do remember is I woke up at like 6 o'clock the next afternoon, and I was covered in shit. So that's where this story starts. Yeah. I cleaned it up, no big deal, nothing, But the funny part is the next morning I had softball. So I had to get my uniform out of my closet. And when I go to my closet to get my uniform, there lies a big pile of shit. So, yeah. I clearly went off the rails and thought my closet was my toilet.
I was
In
going to
the
say you
middle of-
missed the toilet big time.
Not even close.
pulled
Not
a
even in
Ben.
the same room.
I didn't shit in the closet. I peed in it. Get it right.
You probably pooped at some point too.
No, just in my pants. Go ahead.
Okay.
And you can let Jesse tell the next one because this one, he's got it all on video. To be honest with you.
I've seen it.
Me too.
Well, Dan had to go to the D&B that day he was talking about, and he told me, he was like, hey, I shit my pants. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? He's like, no, I fucking shit my pants. And he's like, I gotta
He
go
just
to
led with
D&B
that?
today.
That's a good friend.
Yeah, real truthful. But he was like, hey, yeah, I shit my pants, and he was like, I'm gonna cover it up with this white paint. So I'm like, okay. And we're laughing and shit. But we're in a brand new house. He's in another room in a closet.
Painting
and I
his
get all
ass.
Snapchat. Yes, he has his pants down to the floor. Okay. So he's putting white paint in his pants. And I come in with my phone. I'm like,
Wait, did you clean the shit out first?
did
Oh,
you do that?
I mean,
don't know.
yes. I went to the
Okay.
porta potty and made sure all that was clean.
He
But
cleaned himself up.
You had to do it in a porta potty after shitting your pants? Oh my god, that's a nightmare just on its own.
that's our job.
Can you
shit.
imagine though, being Jesse walking in and just seeing that? Just
No, I have the video.
It's pretty funny.
I'll send it to you, Ben. You'll love it. It's great. It's
Actually
fucking
him.
hilarious.
He's like has his pants down and he has his underwear still on him. So he's painting like their white pants. Okay, the painter white pants. So he shit himself, and then the shit stain went through his underwear into the white pants. So you can see
He's all
shit.
See
on
his shame.
ass.
Oh,
So he
shame.
was trying to cover it up.
I'm an
with the
Well,
alcoholic.
it's funny because
paint.
on the video he was like, "Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!"
I
Oh
was
my God.
dying laughing.
I can
keep in
never get
mind,
enough.
I would have had
It
to go to,
was-
like I said, I had to go to the DMV. I have on brand new white painter's pants, and all you can see is just like 4 little spots, like right where my ass is. Clearly, I shit myself, and so I have to go to the DMV, get my number called, and stand in front of like 400 fucking people with a clear shit stain on white pants.
Well,
So
to be
I'm
fair,
thinking-
if you're at
Wait,
the
whoa.
DMV,
White paint.
dude, if you're at the DMV, half those people have shit themselves that day too.
Did you
So-
have brown paint? Because I would have just painted brown paint all over and made it look
No.
like I was just painting a
Like,
brown
own
house
that
day.
shit.
we
I
were
own
painting
that shit.
we were painting trim that day, so
It
was
sounded like
only
you're trying to
white.
hide that shit. I mean, okay. Doesn't really sound like you're trying to own it.
I would
I
have
wish
made
I-
it. I made it.
Well,
a
you're
big
saying
wish
I
I
would
could,
own it.
I wish I could screen share this fucking video. That'd be so awesome.
We could probably play it.
It's on Facebook Messenger. I'm not even
Oh.
signed in. Nah, it's fine. If you want to see it, email legitbatpod@gmail.com. I'll send
If
it to
it's
you.
okay with you guys, of course.
You guys can put it on the
I'm
television
not
group for all I
embarrassed.
give a shit.
Oh,
It's on him.
so I did, before we get out of here, I did want to mention that if anybody follows our Instagram, like, I don't know, a good 60 to 70% of posts on there, I steal directly from these two. So thank you for that. I usually try to credit you if I remember, but
Hell
usually
yeah.
I'm at work and I'm just saving stuff. I'm like, ha, and save it. And then later I'm like, wait, where'd I get that? Oh, Daniel again, motherfucker. He's
Yep, our
always
post
posting.
generators. You guys are hilarious. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
listening, everybody, on Rockfin Audio YouTube. I think I'm going to put this one on YouTube if you guys don't mind being your faces out there on the
Yeah.
interwebs.
I don't give
Absolutely.
a fuck.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
would
They seem to
love,
like
I would
this.
love for my personal bowel movement stories to be all over YouTube. So let's do it.
Dude, oh my god.
Why
you
not?
didn't even realize that it's gonna be everywhere now, you piece of shit.
It's not really
Well-
everywhere. YouTube, our YouTube is nothing, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay.
It's fine. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
share
I'm
it
not even worried.
1,000
That's
times
awesome.
now.
Well, thanks, you guys. Do you have anything you want to plug before you get out of here? I mean, you don't have podcasts. Normally, I'd be like, "Where can we listen to you?" But you don't have podcasts. So what do you want to plug? Your painting company? Like what? Your shits? What do you want to plug?
Honestly, I think we should plug what eventually we are going to do. We are going to do something like this. We've been talking about it for a while, but we also have a lot of video and things from our work, and our work is not like a lot of other people's work. We get to fuck around a little bit every now and then and have a little fun, just because, I mean, he started all this. I kind of go with his role. I work for his company, so it's one of them things. But we do a lot of funny shit, and I think eventually we're going to start posting that kind of stuff and doing kind of a funnier little podcast thing ourselves. So
do it.
We'll see where it goes.
You can just do short clips on
Yeah,
TikTok? Do you
exactly.
have a TikTok? Like what
TikTok.
John
I do.
and your friend that did fart videos with their detailing
Oh
company?
yeah, you can do anything on TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could actually have a whole like short clip montage as your intro if you guys end up doing a podcast of like different funny bits out of your guys' videos that you have.
Yeah, you could just call it like Painter's Poops. There you go. There's the intro.
Perfect.
It's pretty easy. You just do whatever you want and then you post it.
Yeah.
That's basically what we do. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right, guys. Much love. Thanks everybody,
guys.
and thanks Magic Mind again. Legit bad. No, whatever. It's in the show notes. Fuck off. All right, bye.